Our channel suspended.
Yeah, it would have been a good time.
If we're gonna go out, let's go out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge.
Let's go.
The Losers Lounge of the year.
The
Losers Lounge of 2 years, really,
dude.
And more paid in store. We are in the Toyota Losers Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. What car does it feel like we got ran over by today, D-Line? Would you say this feels like a
Tundra?
A Tundra?
Yeah.
This one feels like a Tundra?
This does have Tundra.
It really does.
This really
Sequoia.
This feels like a fleet. This feels like a fleet that was involved.
It actually was an entire dealership worth of cars that we got ran over tonight. That was named the Minnesota Timberwolves. No way, any way you put it, any storyline, an all-time ass whooping of the Jokic era. An all-time ass whooping. We're gonna break it all down together, though. What do we always say, boys?
We
Fuck
suffer
us!
together.
We suffer together. I got Harrison Wind with me.
Well, we've been live. We were just on a watch along for 2.5 hours. That was maybe the longest 2.5 hours of my life.
Let's keep it going.
Talked the second half.
Let's keep it going.
Shout out to everybody who was on that watch line because there wasn't a lot of analysis going on.
Yeah.
There were just 4 stunned, cold bodies.
Y'all want to see a dead bodies?
D-Line goes here.
That's right, guys. Does this feel oddly familiar? An old, comfortable pair of shoes we bought in the 90s, and we broke back out. Is that Nug Life I feel? Listen, guys, you think you can kill me? I'm already dead. We celebrated last year, and that was just weekend at Bernie's.
Shit.
Then over there, Superstar Dev.
I mean, Harrison, he talked about it. We were on a watch along for 2.5 hours. I felt like I was sitting in shit for 2.5 hours. A dirty diaper.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the longest game of all time.
In it.
Dev and I were wearing one diaper we were sharing.
It was rough.
Well, good news. There's a quick turnaround. They play on Friday. So we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We had a lot of time to break this down.
Really break it down.
How many times do you think you'll watch this game, Adam?
Is everybody clamoring for the list this week on Game 2? The Game 2 breakdown?
I'll be rewatching later tonight. Gonna go home and start up a rewatch.
No need, Harrison. I actually have a fast breakdown for you.
Thank you.
I only took this for 2 quarters. Starting off, phenomenal start from Aaron Gordon.
It was phenomenal.
2 threes, had 13 points. But that only disguised the ass whooping that the Nuggets were actually taking because Cat was dominating. Malone got in Mark Davis's face. Do you guys remember that at the beginning when Malone did not get a technical despite squaring up on Mark Davis, the referee?
I know, dude.
He squares up, but he's basically like...
He looked like a pissed-off baseball manager getting in the face of an umpire.
Like, really, I know. Like, he shouldn't have gotten a technical. He should have gotten punched.
He should have gotten punched.
He said, "Joke's on you. You gotta finish out the game."
Yeah. Mark Davis, like, you thought that was
just wait for what's coming.
And then so Wolves started to open up a lead. Jokic was looking terrible. 28-20 Wolves, and you're sitting there going, you just lost the Jokic minutes. Now you have to play from behind. Little did we know the floodgates were about to open because to start the second quarter, the Wolves, because the first quarter, the Wolves played very good defense, but it looked like regular defense, right? The Nuggets were struggling. To start the second quarter, the Wolves completely smothered the Denver Nuggets.
It was incredible.
Full court pressure. Denver could not get into their sets, getting 24-second violations, getting turnovers. The Wolves swallowed up Denver's ball handlers and spit them out. It took 4 minutes for the Nuggets to get their first points in the second quarter.
Rough.
This game became a 20-point game like that to start the second quarter. Nuggets started losing their composure. They were upset at the officials. KCP, who has zero impact on Anthony Edwards. I've never seen a good defender this discarded by another great offensive player like Anthony Edwards has done with KCP. He is a perfect non-factor in this series and probably will be. And then the Wolves just started clowning him. It was 61-35 at halftime. 61 32-35. Dev, somehow the third quarter was the exact same. The fourth quarter got worse. That's the story. That's the fast breakdown.
Jalen Pickett looked decent.
I know.
I'll just say that.
Is booty ball the secret?
Hunter Tyson didn't get a rebound. I swear to God he had a rebound in there. Superstar Dev, start us off. Your Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway.
My big takeaway in that one is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They really right now have what looks like culture. They were playing without Rudy Gobert, like the guy that's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. So this was a game that, you're like, hey, if there's one game that Denver can, take and should play well in, it's the one without the Defensive Player of the Year. All they did was respond by destroying, swarming, making life difficult for the Denver Nuggets. Everybody looked bad for the Nuggets. And that was not just because Denver played bad. That's not because of the rest. That was by design. They have what it takes to just really just dominate this team and take everything away. Denver can't breathe with them out there because of how good they look defensively. And Denver has no offensive identity because of what they've done. Hat tip to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They look great right now, especially defensively.
They look unbelievable. Honestly, we're obviously going to talk about Nuggets, but the Timberwolves look unbelievable. They look like Denver did against the Suns last year.
They look like the Nuggets of last year.
They really do. There's the confidence, the swagger,
Yep.
the dominance. And then, of course, now the Nuggets look like last year's Suns. D-Line, Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaway?
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is that I'm so disappointed in the Denver Nuggets. I am so disappointed that they have given. We just keep waiting for them to turn it on, and I guess, I mean, nothing's over, but it really feels like they just got happy with the one championship, and they just don't have they just don't have the intestinal fortitude this year, like for this postseason at least. Like, they showed us big things. This season they tied their most wins ever as a franchise. They should have beaten that if not for that ridiculous Spurs game. But
that's why I'm funny when people are like, haven't you been watching all year?
Yeah,
they had
it's
this clip. I'm like, well, they set a franchise record for wins, so
I know, right?
Not exactly accurate.
I mean, there's just like a lot of revisionist history going on right now because they look so bad. It's hard to remember how good they have been because they look so inept right now. They're like disconnected. They don't have any idea how to deal with the pressure, which just seems insane for a team that's gone through everything that they've gone through. It's always darkest before the dawn, but it really just feels like we're not going to get the dawn. I mean, at this exact moment in time, this feels exactly like what it felt like, although this was worse, when we went down 3-1 to the Jazz. So anything's possible.
Do you think this is worse?
I mean,
The Jazz was 3-1, so it felt like that was over for sure.
Yeah.
This one does feel over for sure.
This specific game, this game feels as bad as any game I remember watching in the Jokic era, frankly, just based on expectation to delivery and just the way that they got handled. It's disappointing, man. I mean, it's just really disappointing. It's disheartening. I'm just bummed out. Like, I can't believe what I'm seeing from my beautiful boys. Particularly Jokic. I mean, that's the craziest thing is that it really starts with Jokic. And I just can't believe I'm saying that.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many takeaways from this one. First of all, the Timberwolves defense is incredible. I can't remember the last time I saw a defense play that well. Play that aggressive, just bust their ass for the entire game and just take the Nuggets out of everything. And that's where it starts for me. Like, the Timberwolves defense has been incredible, and the Nuggets just haven't been ready for it. But then it goes to, like, the leaders of this team. Nikola Jokic. It goes to him first. This was a game that Rudy Gobert did not even play in. Rudy Gobert did not even play in this game. And coming into this game, we said this had to be a statement game from Nikola Jokic. It had to be. Played okay in game one.
Kind of was a statement, sadly.
Yeah,
It was a statement in the wrong direction. But coming into tonight, this had to be a Nikola Jokic statement game. And it was the opposite of that. It was the opposite of that, man. He just gave up tonight. And it looked like he gave up pretty quickly.
Yep.
And then the other part of this to me is the Jamal Murray piece of it. And Jamal Murray, it's pretty clear that he just has nothing. He's got no explosion. He can't get by anybody. He can't finish at the rim. And when Jamal Murray isn't Jamal Murray, the Nuggets aren't the Nuggets as well. And Denver right now is still trying to play like Jamal Murray is playoff Murray when he's clearly not. And it's just the wrong idea. So those are all my big takeaways.
All good ones. I'm gonna talk Jokic. For me, my Red Hawk roofing. I hate this, but my big takeaway is Jokic. You know, he was bad in game one. I was disappointed in him in game one. I thought he looked passive. He missed some shots that I think he can make. He got a little sped up, a little rushed, and I didn't know what to make of it. Bad game. Bounce back in game two though. Then there's no Rudy Gobert. It's like, okay, it's on him. And here's the thing. I put this out a couple weeks back, or maybe it was in the first round, where I said the Wolves can win it. Like, just watching them, you look at them and you're like,
yeah,
there is talent, then there's connectedness, and then there's belief. I think a lot of people just look at talent. And that's why you look at the Suns or the Clippers and you're like, man, that team could win it. And you're like, well, they have talent. Do they have the other pieces? We don't know. And historically, those guys have not brought those things. This team developed connectedness, but Anthony Edwards has a confidence, a charisma, and a swagger about him that entire team has adopted, because that's what happens with great players. The team adopts your personality. So they all have swagger. They all have toughness.
Totally.
They all have competitiveness. This like innate competitiveness that is not, does this game matter or not? It's we're on the court competing and I'm going to go up against you. And it is so transformational when you have that guy on your team. This Nuggets team has adopted so many of Jokic's traits. His unselfishness, the playing together, all of those things. But tonight they needed him to be a guy that was like, no, we also have toughness. We also have belief. We also have competitiveness. He did not have that any more than any of the other Nuggets. In fact, I would say he had it less than half of the Nuggets tonight. And you had another team that saw that and sensed it and said, you know what we're going to do then? We're not just going to beat you. We're going to humiliate you on your own floor. This game's going to be over. 14 minutes into the game, we're going to be up 20 points. And that, to me, like, we give Jokic so much praise. There's no other all-stars on this team. There's nobody else has awards. There's no six-man, no all-defense. There's none of that. It's Jokic and a supporting cast. Tonight, he could have been so much better, as he could have been in game one, and it looked like he didn't want to be. Yeah. It looked like he was like, not our night. Things aren't going our way. He looked bothered, tired, and uninterested. And I've only felt like this, actually. You said it was the worst since game 4, I believe you said. Game 4, if you remember, Jokic actually put up a fight, and they just barely lost. Game 3 is the one this reminds
that's
me
right.
of.
That's what I meant.
Game 3, they got their asses kicked. Gobert dominated, had the big block on him. And when Denver was down 2-1, and you were like, okay, here it is. You can't go down 3-1. You got to show up. And Jokic in particular just let a stinker out that you were like, what the hell, man? Right. Were we wrong? All this time we're wrong. We have a title, so you don't have to worry about being wrong. But it does, like, this was a game that now, if this series concludes with Denver losing, no matter, even if it becomes a 7-game series, it doesn't matter. This game is one of those ones that changes a legacy where you go, yeah, but sometimes he just didn't care.
Right.
Yep.
And that sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you spoke about the Anthony Edwards thing, because, I mean, that has been a big push and why they look so different. LeBron James just spoke about, like, what makes Jokic different. He said it's because everyone else around him believes and they play to a different level. Well, tonight, Anthony Edwards had his team believing, and they've been doing that. They've been doing that all year. They like have a toughness to them like that now Denver does not have. They're out there dogs. Like every single one of them is like bringing their best. They don't have a lot offensively, but they don't care because they have people that are going to step up defensively. They're playing without their defensive captain, and they played with the chip on their shoulder. The chip that no one on Denver had. And the thing is, they're down in the series. They lost at home, and they got blown out again on their home court. Like, where's the pride come in? This was, quote unquote, a game that Jokic could have used as a statement. I'm going to just go in and put the league on notice just again. Like, hey, Rudy Gobert's not guarding me tonight, so I'm going to just go off. He did not have that. Other people around them have bad energy around. Like, people are not playing to the best of their abilities, but also they're not getting called out. People are not getting screened. Like, it's it's just bad energy altogether, and that's where things look bad for them. So I feel like there was statements made by multiple players. Minnesota got the best of the statements.
It's weird because I feel like, look, the series has to play out. It's not over. It's 0-2, and you lost the 2 home games. It's not looking good. Let's not kid ourselves.
I think it's looking pretty good.
Huh?
I think it's looking pretty good.
It's hard to envision the Nuggets winning at this very moment. It's still
so hard.
sports. You still give yourself a chance, but it's hard to envision that, so I'm not going to sit here and hype it up. But this was a game to me that if it ends with the Nuggets losing, like, I almost feel like I'll look at Yoke different because I never thought you would get these games in the playoffs. You've got them sometimes where Yoke could be upset, in a regular season, and you're like, he seems grouchy. I didn't think you'd get one in a regular season against Karl Anthony Towns, against Minnesota Timberwolves, a rival, all of the stakes at home, and you get one of these. It sucks, man.
Yeah, it sucks. And the fact that they just gave up today, that's going to stick with me for a long time.
Totally.
I mean, all of last year, the Nuggets were this physical team, this tough team.
We asked it in the pregame show.
Resilient.
Yep.
Nikola Jokic never gets too high and too low. I've said that on like every show the last 2 years. And this was such a out of character performance from him and this team. And it was so jarring to watch. It was stunning. Like, it was shocking to watch because this isn't the team we've been watching the last couple of years. And I convinced myself coming into this series that the Nuggets had this extra gear to reach. They played the Lakers.
They might not have it.
They played the Lakers. They won in 5 games. They weren't impressive. They didn't play well. I convinced myself that, all right, Minnesota, this is a step up in competition. They have another year to get to.
It's going to draw it out of them.
They just might not because they haven't had it this whole playoff so far. And maybe they're tired. Maybe they're fatigued. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's something else going on. They just don't have it, and they haven't had it since game 1 of the playoffs. And how could you have any confidence that they're going to get it throughout the remainder right now?
It's true. They really haven't shown you any reason to believe, which is crazy because they are the defending champs, and we've seen them be as resilient as any other team in the league over the past 4 or 5 years. Like, they have overcome so much adversity, and they got to a place that we always dreamed, but never. In my heart, like, I knew they could get there, but I never really thought. You know what I mean? I never actually thought they would win the championship and be the unquestioned best team in the league and have the best player in the league, and they got to that place. And it's crazy how it just feels like sand slipping through our fingers at this exact moment in time. Like, everything that this Nuggets team has been over the last year plus just feels at this moment like they have forgotten who they are. They're, like Harrison says, it makes me wonder if there's something else going on outside of just the fact that, Jamal obviously isn't right, but you can't chalk that performance up to just Jamal not looking right.
He didn't just look like he wasn't up to being one of the best. He looked like he was Jalen Pickett.
Exactly.
Like if Jalen Pickett was out here, I don't know if he would have gotten smothered as much as he did.
And you can't look
tonight.
at that either and be like, man, if we only had Bruce Brown. That was a total system failure.
Total system failure.
The Denver Nuggets, and yes, Nikola Jokic looked uninterested, which is the most damning thing that you can say. And that in such a big game, in such a big moment, like, to just not, he just didn't look like he was given all of this pressure and all of this adversity, and he was like, I don't want to. Yeah. I'm tired, guys. And he looks out of shape, and he looks slow, and he looks just like he just doesn't look like the most dominant player in the world, like he can be, and at this moment is not, which is wild to say.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We got to take our first break here. On the other side, we'll move on from Jokic. We could probably go on. Maybe we'll circle back. Jokic did respond in that series in the bubble when we thought it was over and that he had quit and completely been, then he surprised us and bounced back in the biggest way. So
you cannot count it out, but it looks bad right now.
Later on in the show, we will give us some glimmer of hope. I do have one take that I think can maybe, shift some things. But there's, unfortunately, on the other side, more to discuss, including Jamal Murray and what can we expect from him the rest of the series.
Westera Credit Union, founded in 1934 here in Colorado. They have 9 locations in the Denver metro area. Their mission is to help members financially prosper. Education is their thing. They were actually started by a group of 8 school teachers, so helping others is in their DNA. When you're a member, you really get that sense. So it's all about local community with these guys. They've just launched an awesome new product, Smart Money Checking. You can meet the checking account designed to help you earn unheard of interest on smaller balances with other great perks as well. Earn up to 6% annual percentage yield on your first $2,000 each month. Also, as your balance grows, so does your potential to unlock additional great rates for higher balances. If you like earning money by doing things that you're already doing with your checking account, visit westeracu.com/smartmoney for details. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA. Restrictions and conditions do apply. Also, shout out to Bet365. Never ordinary. It was not an ordinary night. For the Nuggets, we have a really cool giveaway going on with Bet365. Each week that you participate, you're eligible to win bigger and bigger prizes. If you participate each week, you can be eligible to win the grand prize. They got a new user sign-up bonus going on right now. You can join the Bet365 community by signing up and using the promo code DNVR365. Deposit a minimum of $10. Screenshot that. Send it to promo at thednvr.com. You can go to thednvr.com/bet365 for more information. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And we are back.
Yeah, you could win the ultimate prize. You could come join a loser's lounge with us, the fellas.
You could have been on the watch along tonight.
Jamal Murray tonight was in single figures. He had 8 points in 36 minutes. He shot 3 of 18. He had 4 turnovers, and somehow it was worse than that. I mean, the 3 of 18 maybe sounds right. That's about what it felt like shooting.
I'm supposed to get 3.
But the worst part was he couldn't get the offense started. I mean, Dev, you see that sometimes when it's like a top 10 ranked high school in the state and they're playing like Deer Trail or something. That's what
shout
you
out
see.
Deer Trail.
Shout out to Deer Trail. You know, just a total mismatch where they can't get the ball across half court. They can't enter it. That's what happened to Murray tonight. He was smothered up in a way that was Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a better Canadian than him tonight.
Oh, my God, dude.
Wow.
Honestly.
That's a deep one. That hurts.
Was he not better?
He was obviously better.
Holy smokes.
A lot.
I don't even know who to be more frustrated with when it comes to like Jamal and why he's playing so bad, because coming into this series, you knew that this was going to be one of the toughest matchups in the NBA when it comes to Jamal Murray and how he's going to get through that, coupled by the fact that he was banged up coming into the playoffs. So like you have this mindset, you already know he's banged up, you already know that this is a tough matchup, and still somehow, some way, he's leading the Nuggets in shots every single game. Like they're trying to run their offense through him. Yep. They're not giving them any type of release or relief. Like they maybe start that pick and roll with someone else. Maybe try to get him off ball. Maybe try to give him some different looks if you're going to go with that, because he has no wiggle right now to even get loose, and they know it. The Minnesota Timberwolves know that Jamal does not have it, and they are sending so many looks his way to make it tough. He's not making shots. He's not finishing around the rim. He's not making any excuses, but he's also not making any baskets. So who cares about the excuse? You're clearly not right. So how do you get help from others? How do you try to get different ways? So I don't know if this is like a coaching thing or if this is just Jamal not being able to get into the zone, but this looks bad, and if there's not any type of changes here soon, they can easily get swept. There has to be some type of change.
At the moment right now, if you told me I had like gun to my head and you have to get this right, I'd be like, Wolf sweep for sure. That would, there's no way I would take a 5 or anything else.
You don't watch these last 2 games and think that they don't. Like they look like they're just so in control, and so much of it hit. And the whole season, everybody knew this. We saw that when he went out with the ACL. So much of the Nuggets' identity and who they are rely on the health of Jamal Murray. Yeah. Yep. And right now he does not look to have it. Or even if he's just playing well, I'm not even going to just go straight health. If he's playing well, it puts them on another level. When he's not playing well, these are the type of performances that we see. He's not playing well, Denver has to find a way to adjust.
Jamal Murray?
Well, he's clearly injured. He's clearly not close to 100%.
Is that fair? Just as an excuse, I'm saying?
I mean, I think it's where you start
Okay.
because he can't get by anybody. He can't create any separation. And, I mean, it's been a disaster of a playoffs for Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. He's been bad in these playoffs.
Truly.
He's
Well,
had amazing moments.
he's had
He
two.
hit 2 game winners in round 1. He had a great second half, a great fourth quarter of game 2. Other than that, he's been bad. It's been a disaster of a postseason for him. I mean, the Murray playoff narratives are gone. They're gone. And he hasn't played up to the level that we've expected him to, and he hasn't played up to the level that the Nuggets have needed him to if they want to win another championship. If the Nuggets were going to win a championship this season, Jamal Murray needed to be playoff Jamal Murray. Like, that's just something the Nuggets were banking on. That's how they built this team. That's been the vision all along, and I don't think they were wrong to think that. But he had an okay regular season. He was banged up throughout the entirety of it. He came into the playoffs not at 100%. I had a lot of questions about how they managed his minutes over the second half of the season. And now you're seeing the result of a lot of injuries pile up, I think. And the main one, the calf injury, really just hamper him for these last 2 games.
By the way, it's Vogt is saying that Jamal Murray left the arena without talking to media, which would be like, you can't do that, man.
Yeah,
just
you can't do
do
that.
it.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
He's done it multiple times.
He did it last game.
He has actually not talked more
You
than
just
he has
face
showed
the-
up in this
You
series.
just face the music when it happens, man. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? Part of this is like, that's just how it is.
So-
Jamal Murray.
So do you think it's not the injuries? That's not the first thing that's sticking out when you look at his playoffs and these last 2 games? Because for me, that's where it starts.
I mean,
I'm not trying to come up with excuses.
I mean,
let's save it. I'm gonna have it take for when the season's over, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to do it prematurely.
Right.
I just want to save it.
I think you. I mean, you have to look at the fact that he's injured, but you also have to look at the fact that once that starts, if he is compromised, he's hurting the team even more by attempting to do something he can't, by making bad decisions. He's playing not only bad physically, then he's playing bad mentally. And it's spiraling, and it's just going. And the fact that he's not talking to media, I mean, he's clearly in a terrible mental space, and he's not looking to the team to come together and work together to figure it out. I mean, he's really trying to put it all on his back, and with disastrous results. I mean, it's comical. It looks comically bad, which is wild because Jamal Murray had the swag of Anthony Edwards last year in the playoffs. That was Jamal Murray last year. And to see where he is right now, it's like I just don't recognize him. It's wild. There's so much about this Nuggets team tonight that I just truly don't recognize.
There is a sense of Murray of because we've seen it so often from him where he does elevate that game so much as soon as the playoffs hit that it was almost just expected, and it's like he now realizes he can't do that. So he lost the confidence that he had. I remember we said coming into this that Murray and Ant have the same energy. Completely false at this moment. You see that there are levels to that energy, or at least the momentum is on their side. Jamal Murray right now is averaging 20.5 points per game, fewer than he averaged in the regular season. He's shooting 37.5% from the field and 28.5% from 3. Just horrible numbers all wrong. And honestly, those numbers are actually worse because half of what's going on with him is his inability to get the Nuggets offense going. We say one of the things is the Wolves defense looks great tonight, and I think it's truly a great defense. They have a lot of great defenders. But part of why they look so great is there's no pressure on the paint. Denver's not even getting into the paint.
Jokic is posting up at the elbow. That's as deep as he can get.
And if he does go down to the block, they were doing the hard double today, so they kind of take that away. But the antidote to that is the 2-man game. But because it's not working, they can't put any pressure on the rim.
And that's what I say. it starts with Murray not being Murray. Like, that throws everything
But
off.
Murray
from there.
not being Murray to me is not all about his injury. That's my point.
I think that's the first thing, but yeah, there's probably more after that.
To me, I think a large part of this is he always works his way into shape, and this year he got hurt at the period of time when he's supposed to be doing that. So not only did he not get a chance to get in playoff shape, but he's also injured on top of it. But those are almost two separate things to me, that he doesn't have his quick burst and he's injured. Do we have vote? Or do we have vote from the arena? He just
what a pro.
He wandered off.
That's kind of what I was saying. It's the calf injury, but it's also the injuries that he's had all season.
Because the calf injury came in game 5.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he sucked in games 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And that.
We're saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Brendan, vote from the arena. At scale of 1 to 10, how good of a time was that?
Oh, how fun was it? It was the worst night of my life, so that's a good question. It was about the worst night of my life. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it was the same for us. That translated really nicely, actually, onto the television
Hey,
screen.
Oh, did that come through the broadcast?
Yeah. We were live on the air the whole time. Can you imagine that? All right. Well,
Yeah, I did think about you.
well,
I
go ahead
did
and
think
give
about
us-
you guys.
Give us some notes from the arena before you give us the notes from the locker room. Just arena vibes. What can you tell us?
Yeah, another great question, Adam. I'm glad I get to talk about that. They were crushed. That first quarter, it was mostly anger towards the referees. The tensions were really high in this building. Murray, at one point after a timeout, clapped his hands in frustration at a referee, almost bumped him. KCP had to mediate. Obviously, Malone wanted essentially to square up with a referee here tonight. Tensions were really high, and at first it was about the refereeing. Very quickly, it became about the Nuggets' effort. And as the Nuggets took the locker room at halftime, there were some boos. Was it at the refs? Was it at the players? Either way, they were loud, and they came just shortly after an audible "Let's Go Wolves" chant here in Ball Arena. Not ideal for the defending champions.
Yeah, not ideal. All right, take us in the locker room. That sucked. Hopefully it gets better here.
Michael Malone was asked if that was a game that got away from them mentally, and at what point did that happen? He didn't love that question. He said, they kicked our ass. So yeah, it got away from us. He did elaborate a little more on exactly what went wrong, and he just said, look, the body language for our guys is not what we're looking for. We got our butts kicked in front of our fans, and it's not great. But you have to give credit to them. And we need to meet them now. We need to meet them at our spots. We need to meet them with their physicality, with their effort, and their hunger. He did say it was a very, very quiet locker room. And that was something he said you could take multiple ways. He personally was going to take it as a very disappointed team all the way through, from every last coach, 1 through 18. Our guys are disappointed in that performance. We got out-coached, Michael Malone said. We got outplayed. He did also talk about the poise issue, which you guys may have noticed popped a little bit here tonight. And he said, yeah, we've got to have more poise, whether it's the game not going your way, the call's not going your way. We have to be able to handle that. As a unit tonight, it definitely wasn't great. We can definitely do better on that. He was asked about Jamal Murray apparently throwing a heating pack onto the floor in the middle of the game, to which he said, yeah, I didn't quite see that. I did see the heat pack out there. Jamal throwing it was out of my plane of vision. We weren't able to ask Jamal any questions about that. As I understand, the locker room cleared out very quickly, just about all of those guys. Justin Holiday and Jokic did speak with them, though, did speak with us in the media at the podium. I'll wrap up really quickly with Malone. On almost getting a technical, he said, yeah, I'm going to fight for our guys, and I think I have to fight even more for them. And then he said, look, I heard this came unprompted. He acknowledged that he did hear the boos and that he understood them. It was not pretty tonight, he said, but I just ask that our fans stay with us. He mentioned that they've done some pretty cool things together too, and he's hoping that they can bring it back for a Game 5, and everyone in this building here can get another chance. Those are my words, not his. They're paraphrasing at the end. But he just asked the fans that they stay with the team. We also heard from Justin Holiday, who
This is shameful, Nuggets. You rolled us out, Justin. I love Justin Holiday, but you just took the worst ass whooping, and all of the leaders of this team said, "Justin, go answer the
ultra loser behavior.
That's
Yeah,
such
Jokic
loser energy, man.
Jokic was up there. The other guy was Justin Holiday. And Justin Holiday, he played pretty well tonight. And he said on whether this was great Wolves defense, physical Wolves defense, or the Nuggets are struggling on offense, he said, this is playoff basketball. So we need to start playing like it. And he said, look, these guys are the reigning champs. And I'm not saying that we're supposed to win just because of that, but I know that they know how to. And we need to implement it now. We need to implement it now, like right now. Then we did talk to Jokic. After the last game, he said losing doesn't motivate him. I asked him tonight, what does motivate him at this stage in his career? He was quiet for a bit, and then he said, perhaps winning. And then he left it at that. Did he find this loss embarrassing? Yes, of course, Jokic did. So there was some accountability there. But there was a lot of, look, man, Jokic doesn't love questions about, like, what went wrong? How can you fix it? Will it look different? You know how he says things like, I don't know, we'll see. We got a lot of that tonight, particularly about how will the team respond in game 3. He said, I don't know. We will see in 3 days, 4 days. He was also asked about the composure, the lack of composure, and more specifically, the Jamal Murray incident, to which Jokic said, I think that's a question for him. I think I didn't lose my emotions or whatever, so I think that's a question for him. That's all we got here from Ball Arena, guys, where it does not feel like the defending champions just played a basketball game, but they did, and they got their asses kicked.
RG, can you just show us the banner real quick, just for old time's sake? Is there any way there?
Is it still up?
There it is. I see it there, just barely. All right. Thanks. Good stuff, fellas. All right.
See you guys.
See ya. Let's take a break on the other side. Segment 3.
Great tease.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for segment 3.
Guys, we are here in the Toyota
Segment 3 is where we turn
Lounge.
a new leaf. That's where we are. We perk ourselves up.
Oh my God.
The Toyota Losers Lounge. Trucks, they've always been a part of Toyota's DNA, and they ran one over us tonight.
Thanks, Toyota.
They offer...
Oh, easy. Again, I'm thinking about the driver at that point. They're safe.
They're totally
And yeah,
safe.
if you're in a Toyota during a car crash or a Nuggets game 2 against the Timberwolves, you'll be safe.
So safe.
They offer 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the Epic 4Runner. They also offer tons and tons of low and zero emission vehicles. They offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Look, we love having Toyota on board. I love Toyota cars. Tons of great models to choose from. The 4Runner. I see more 4Runners in Colorado than any other car, I think. Great trucks, SUVs, whatever you need for your family, for your lifestyle, Toyota has it. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota in Arapahoe, AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Also, shout out to Miller Lite. It is Miller time.
Oh my God,
still.
it's Miller time.
It still is. It's
Dude,
not Murray
Miller
time, but
that
it's
might
Miller
never
time.
be Murray time. We had to move the Murray out of the shot.
Yeah, that was.
We had to Murray.
Well, it's because there was going to be microphones here, so it took itself off.
Oh yeah. He was almost had to answer for his behavior.
Miller Lite, the best light beer out there. Great tasting. 96 calories per 12 ounces. The light beer that actually tastes like beer. Perfect for any occasion, even a game 2 against the Timberwolves.
Especially a game 2.
Times change, but you can always enjoy the great taste of Miller Lite. Tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/DNVR or find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories per 12 ounces.
All right, back here, segment 3. It should be noted real quick. I just want to make a couple notes. So the starters, we talked about Jokic and Murray, the leaders of this team.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon tonight, 8 of 14. He was a game worst, minus 33. This
Minus
is not
33.
This is not the series for him. That tracks. Last game, he had the worst on-off plus minus as well. So there's something there. Michael Porter was 4 of 12. He lost the ball on a play. This is a game. This is a game where they were going to get physical and get into you.
Yeah.
He looked really rough in that. And then KCP, 2 of 6, just 4 points tonight. And worst of all,
Jesus.
KCP, who is, a free agent this summer, should he opt out of his player option, which I think he will. Coveted by everyone. It's weird to have a guy that you feel so confident. KCP's been great for the Nuggets since he arrived. This is not a complaint about him. Anthony Edwards is not his matchup. He has zero impact there. So you look at you look at the leaders of this team, horrible. You look at the others of the starting lineup, completely ineffective. AG and KCP have been rendered almost useless defensively in this series. And then you look at Reggie Jackson, who limped off the court tonight. Maybe he, with what looks like an ankle injury, what happens there? I'm going to throw one. This is some real rose-colored glasses.
Holy smokes. Let's go. I'm ready. Some gold-colored glasses.
Even I am struggling with this one, fellas.
Spin it.
Gobert was supposed to be there. And you spend 48 hours making a game plan for Rudy Gobert.
That's right.
Then all of a sudden he's not there, and it's a completely different lineup.
That's right.
There is one way to spin this of the Nuggets were wholly unprepared for this game. Wholly unprepared. Because they did not practice how to attack a Gobert-less team. They did not practice any of this. They got thrown it. And it's possible that just threw off the rhythm a little bit of this Nuggets team. And
yeah, I like that. That's what it is.
Did they also wilt and play like wussies and play like all that? Yes, put that aside. There's something too. Denver, when was the game where there was a change last minute? Denver got blown. It happened in the regular season. Do you remember this?
No.
There was a game in the regular season where I was like, Denver sucks at
probably
this.
The Sixers when Embiid just didn't.
Oh, I think that might have been it. That was it. And they almost lost that game.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, Denver sucks at adjusting on the fly.
I wish they almost lost this game.
Look, man. Yeah, that was probably a thing that happened and throws off your adjustments a little bit. But the adjustment back from the Nuggets, it should just be to get the ball to number 15 and have him cook people.
Well, they can't
Karl
with the
Towns
pressure.
and Naz Reid. Like, it shouldn't have been that hard. But that probably just goes back to me, like, the main takeaway from this series so far is just, like, Minnesota's defense has absolutely suffocated the Nuggets.
Oh, God.
It's suffocated Nikola Jokic, and it's suffocated Jamal Murray, even if he is playing through injuries. Like, it has completely thrown the Nuggets offense, which, is arguably the best offense in the NBA, when it matters. It's completely thrown that offense off kilter. It's made the Nuggets look unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Minnesota's defense has been unbelievable. They've smothered Denver's ball handlers. They've smothered Nikola Jokic. And look, he can play a lot better against this defense, but you got to give Minnesota credit. They've played unbelievable defensively in this series. They've had a great game plan, and they have, like Mike Mullen said, they have outcoached the Nuggets so far.
I mean, I don't know if it's like responding to that. There's so many things, but I just want to go back to like how bad Aaron Gordon and KCP has looked defensively, because I mean that's the reason that they're on the team. That's what they're here for, and it's wild how much the Timberwolves do not care. They do not see them in any way. Anthony Edwards goes right at whoever's in front of him.
But I think he prefers KCP.
He loves it. He's one of the few people that is looking forward to that matchup. But you can't throw Aaron Gordon on him because of the size. Like, they built the size, and they went with that. They really put that mindset of, hey, I'm going to make this decision for this. In this game, Karl Anthony Towns looked like the best big man on the court.
By a long shot.
That's scary.
It's crazy.
Nothing. Really, there's not one thing that I could look at and say Denver was better at this than the Timberwolves.
Not one thing.
That's what's scary. And then also, Rudy Gobert's he's on the way. So, like, I do think that like, they played with a chip on their shoulder because he was not there. That was the adjustment is, okay, we're going to show them we can still defend without him, or we're going to play harder because we're doubted without him. And they came into Denver and brought it. Now that they're going to try to go to their home court and still try to bring that same energy. So this is a tough spot to be in, a scary spot to be in. Denver is going to have to, like, look deep. They're going to have to look within. And really, there's going to have to be a lot of adjustments that Denver makes.
The craziest thing is that the Nuggets offense doesn't look like the ball's not moving.
Well, they can't get. It's because they can't get into it.
I know they're not getting into it. They're not passing it around when they are. They're forcing it. I mean, the number of times somebody just threw the ball away because they were trying to quick pass it before anybody was even there to receive the pass because they were just trying to.
They look like they have no idea what they're
clue.
doing on offense.
Absolutely no clue.
And I think the biggest reason is Minnesota's defense is.
But that's just that they have no
everything.
idea how to deal with the pressure that Minnesota is giving them. It's like somehow they've never seen anything like this, which is crazy. But
well, to be fair, this is as good of
this is
on-ball
they
pressure as
haven't
they've
seen a
seen, so
defense
they
like
might
this.
not have actually seen it, but they're also handling it 100 times
Right.
worse.
It's
Like,
bad, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like it could be this. You want to do a top 5?
let's do a top 5, guys. Tonight wasn't great.
Was not.
Although it's always great to spend time with the fellas, you know what I mean. Maybe not Kale, but whatever. But so let's do a top 5 thing.
catching
Let's
a
do a
stray.
top 5 things we would have rather done tonight instead of watch that game.
Man.
Number 5, a dentist appointment.
Brother, can I tell you what happened, man? I have the greatest dental hygienist, so gentle and caring.
Okay.
She was busy last time I went in. I didn't know. They gave me Freddy Krueger hands, man.
What do you mean?
They did my cleaning in like 8 minutes, and that was because they were just like, it was unbelievable. It hurt so bad.
Really?
So dentist appointment, I had a really bad.
And you
one
would have
most
rather
recently.
done that? I recently got.
100. I was quick. It was 8 minutes.
I recently
in
got
and out.
I recently got a root canal, and then my crown popped off, and I was looking back longingly at that time during this game. Number
memories.
4, gotten broken up with. I would have gotten broken up with.
Man, I've been in a relationship before. And getting broken up with is like one of the horrible things. But I mean, I have practice. I've been here before. I've seen so many times that I got broken. I would rather have been broken up with than to just sit in a dirty diaper. for
That
the
you and
entire
I were
watching
sharing?
room. We were sharing the same dirty diaper. This would have been much better.
Yeah,
Much better.
it gets
If I
weird
got-
when you share it though. Like
Is
that
sharing a
changes it
dirty
weird.
diaper on this list?
it is now. Listen. You get broken up with, like, you can go on Tinder that night. You know what I mean? Like we gotta
There's
wait.
a bounce back. It's all about the bounce
Right.
back.
We can't go on Tinder until Friday.
We can't go on Tinder till Friday.
Or
We
when
don't-
is game 3?
We don't even pay the.
What you got to do is like you got to change your settings and go into a new zip code. You're gonna have to go to Minnesota and try to
you gotta
hook up with Minnesotans.
You gotta
what are they like?
expand
besides
your
cheese curds? Like you have to fake like you're into other type of stuff. Like I would have rather got broken up with for sure.
Number 3. I would have rather watched the Star Wars prequels tonight.
Return of the Jedi?
No, those are the originals. The prequels.
Oh.
The Attack of the Clones.
Pod
I mean,
racing?
here's the thing. Even if you hate them, it's not like a negative experience.
Oh, yes,
it's
it
just
is.
like neutral to bad. I'm saying it's like I'm saying at least it's a movie.
You might
You're
be
following
out
some
of
stuff.
your lane, Adam. You might be
No
out of your
way,
lane.
no way. I'm saying
Watching the Star Wars prequels
they're
the first
not
time,
good.
I was more crestfallen. I had more faith shaken out of me in George Lucas than I did in Jamal Murray tonight.
dude, pod racing.
Yeah. Those are the worst movies that have ever been committed to film.
There's been worse movies.
I will watch tonight. I'm going to go home to watch each one of the prequels back to back to back instead of watching this game over.
They've
But
even
if
somehow
you were
aged
really
worse.
doing it right, you would watch Dune.
Dune is the best. Dune will bring you right back on top. Number 2. I would have rather started a rap beef with Kendrick Lamar tonight.
Very timely. Very timely.
I mean, the thing is, you're talking about this, and this was a rough week for Canadians. A very rough week for Canadians. These guys are going in here and they're just dominating. And this is supposed to be nice people. And this is not Kendrick Lamar, boogeyman. He's not a nice person. I would have much rather started, beef with Kendrick Lamar and seen how he would respond and make up things about me, or who knows if they're true.
I'd find out I was a pedophile, apparently. Toronto, the Maple Leafs got eliminated. Kendrick Lamar disemboweled Drake in front of everybody. Jamal Murray. Number 1, I would have rather walked into traffic. And if Jokic doesn't come through for me, I'm going to jump into traffic. I don't care.
I think
it's over for me. You understand?
I think
I would have rather got roasted by Nikki Glazer.
she did a good job. Yeah, she did a great job.
That's what I would have rather done.
There's a lot we'd rather done. All right, before we go to break and then we get to these super chats, of which I'm told there's nearly 50.
What? Whoa, the sickos are
The
out. in
sickos are,
force,
dude. I think a lot of people have a lot to say. It's not over, even though it feels like it's over. Again, gun to my head, I would probably say Wolves in 4. But here's the thing: it's not over, and this is the thing about sports. It does. I honestly don't think it feels better than it did after Game 3 of that Utah series, but it doesn't feel worse. That also felt like right now. And it was the dark before the dawn of the Nuggets bouncing back. If this team, and look, I'm not going to give up faith in Jokic. I'm going to criticize him when he deserves it, like right now. But I'm not going to give up faith that they can't look in the mirror over the next 3 days and say, is this how we want to go out? Is this how we want to do it? Find something in them to fight back and to become resilient and to punch back, because all you have to do is take Game 3 to at least reset. And say, okay, we're not 40 points worse than that team. They don't have unending confidence. You just have to fight back. So while I wouldn't pick it right now, it's still on the table, and that's why we watch. And that's why we watch sports. Let's take a break, and on the other side, Super Chats.
Perfect time to get set up with Manscaped. Manscaped, they're up to the Lawnmower 5.0 now. Started with the 1, then to the 2, 3, 4. The Lawnmower 5.0, the Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer, got a summer makeover. It's waterproof, designed for every type of occasion. No matter where you're bringing the Lawnmower 5.0, it's going to work for you. Manscaped, great product. Very well designed, doesn't break, long lasting, and it works really well. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nuggets20 at manscaped.com. 20% off plus free shipping with the code Nuggets at manscaped.com. They have a ton of other products as well. They have the Weed Whacker 2.0, the ear and nose hair trimmer, tons of other lotions and oils, and you even get a nice little carrying case when you buy Manscaped products.
It's true. They give you a nice package.
For your package.
Should have chosen a better word, but it is a nice package they give to you.
Check out Manscaped. Also, check out the Pub Pass. If you're a beer lover,
oh my God.
You want
Pub
the
Pass
Pub Pass. DNVR is hooking it up. You can get the Pub Pass. You can get a 1-year subscription for half off with the promo code DNVR. Sign up with that QR code right there on the screen. What the Pub Pass is it gets you buy one, get one, and $1 beers, or even free beers, at more than 300 breweries and bars in the greater Denver area. So if you're a beer lover, this is the pass for you. The deals refresh every 30 days after you use them, so you can come back again and again and again. Use the code DNVR for half off a 1-year subscription of the Pub Pass. Comes out to about $2 a month. Download the Pub Pass in the App Store or with that QR code right there on the screen. Use code DNVR when you sign up.
All right, we'll start mowing through some Super Chats here.
I love our sickos. You're the best.
Sicko Chat, the Toyota chat.
You want me to?
I was going to, but
go
I
ahead.
couldn't read the first one.
I'll bet you it's Amir Lahani.
Amir Khani, I have been a Nuggets fan since 1995, and I have never felt more embarrassed than I do tonight.
Really?
Nug Life is officially back.
Really?
I think embarrassed is a
Really?
good word. I feel a little embarrassed.
I
I
feel
am too. You've
embarrassed,
never.
too.
This is the most embarrassed. Wow.
I have felt more embarrassed, but
I don't
this
know,
is
man.
pretty bad.
This is pretty embarrassing.
This is bad. This is. I mean.
They at least have a title to fall back on. I mean,
What up, Winston? Angry face.
Yep. Good
Thank
call,
you.
Winston.
Oscar Medina. What
Thanks,
up, Winston?
Oscar.
Again, Nuggets need some DJ minutes with how big the Wolves are.
I think
mean,
that's
maybe.
wild. I think that's wild.
I mean.
I don't think that's it. It's not the bench, guys.
I know, that's
it's
just
the
it.
starters.
I know.
The starters have
Starter.
sucked this series.
That's scary.
That's what it comes down to. The bench won their minutes in game 1. Thanks for the super chat, though, man. JN, hindsight is 2020, but with these L's, we should have rested Maul. At least if he came back game 3, we could have held out hope for a comeback. Now there's no hope. Wolves just tougher and better. I'm sad.
Well, I'm sad too.
I'll be
Jay.
honest. I don't think an extra couple days off for Murray would have made a difference.
I know.
Yeah, I don't
He
know.
he looks like he needs an off season and a training regimen.
Training regimen. Yeah.
Big name K, stay on parade, more like layup parade.
Big Namek.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Right? 'Cause that's like a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry. Big name. Robert George, that sucked. Let's win game
That
3.
did suck.
Let's
Please
win game
win game 3.
Josh
We need
Barnett
it.
from Down Under, Sicko Chat. On a positive note, snake draft
Oh
season.
hell yeah!
Not
dude.
yet. Not yet.
Oh.
Snake trap season. Not yet.
Dude. I can't wait for the snake tracks.
well,
of snakes.
Wait 1 more week.
Base Duran, I've seen enough. Trade Jokic for Luke Garza.
Dude, the worst part of this game, honestly, was Luka Garza checking in and then immediately cooking Peyton
That was
Watson.
a nice move.
And then, like, because you know when
Good
the
footwork.
end of bench guy gets in and then the whole bench is clapping. Like, that's the ultimate everything.
bro, it's bad.
They got everything tonight.
It's bad.
Mitch Sims, Project Dynasty, more like Project Sobriety.
Project Dynasty is dying a death here.
It might be. BJ Malaise, what up?
There was a malaise
There was a
tonight.
malaise
It's
tonight.
true.
Malaise.
We were
I
slathered
was
in
in a
malaise.
3-hour malaise on the watch along.
Oh my god, dude! You could watch us swimming in malaise.
Love the Giant. Jokic only 16 points on 5 of 13 shooting with no Gobert. Blame starts there. Jokic has played with zero heart this playoff. So disappointing.
So
Bro,
true.
this is sad part about this is
true.
Yoke honestly was not great in that first round. Like he put up some good numbers,
what
he
he's
did some
saying.
stuff, but
What's he saying?
like Anthony Davis kind of went toe to toe with him, which sucks.
I think that's a great super chat.
It's a great
he has
super chat.
played with no heart, man.
With
He
no
has,
heart.
man. He wants to
and
go
that's
home.
what he exactly played with last playoffs.
Oh, it's so brutal.
5-5-5-5-5 ish. I'll be the optimist. This loss could be the start of one of the greatest
Let's go,
comebacks in
5-5-5-5-5
history.
ish.
We are down, but not out of
Let's
losing
go,
faith
let's
yet.
go.
We've suffered through way worse than this. Steal your resolve, Nuggets Nation.
I love it. Let's go. I'm adopting this. This is the
I
dark
love
before the
it.
dawn, dude. It's about to get bright AF.
Big Honey, hello darkness, my old friend. Yoke and Murray were so disappointing, and this loss is going to be hard to live down. Got to give props to the Wolves.
You do have to give props to the Wolves,
do.
man.
Totally.
They honestly are earning it, and they're one of these teams that is doing it the right way.
And the thing, yeah, I mean, you know, we're up here. We're not saying that the Nuggets got cheated. The Nuggets, I mean, the Wolves were the Wolves.
You have to be
took
a
it-
crazy
the Wolves
person.
Took it to the Nuggets.
Hey, what Nuggets got cheated? Those fouls?
Those referee. I know. Like,
There were a
And not in a
40-point
blowout.
swing in those fouls, man.
listen, man, we're taking it. We're taking it on the chin here.
Maximo, wow. As a Timberwolves fan, I enjoyed this game. Defense was second to none.
Really? Was that fun?
And
He said,
Ant-Man
"Oh,
is
wow."
the future. If we keep this up, ain't no one stopping this team. Not Shea, not Luca, not Flat
That's
Earth.
how you know the
That's a-
NVR is
yeah.
awesome. That people
I
are
know.
just clamoring for.
But
They're
that was
like,
a very respectful.
It was
super
respectful.
chat.
I know that
Maximo.
wasn't even like a fuck
Yeah.
you guys.
You were in a
Well,
dick.
it was respectfully disrespectful.
It's true.
He came up
Yeah.
to our show to talk about all these other people, and then he
Listen,
already said they're going
thank
to
you
win.
for the super
Then he
chat,
started
Maximo.
with like a as if he didn't know like he was going to be.
I
in
think
front
the
of
was
people.
like, how cocky do I want to get right now?
Yeah. Hey, listen, man.
let me-
In our fucking face.
Jared from Foco didn't expect to be crossing off. Hope the Nuggets play for pride.
I know.
Off
Oh
all
my
my
God.
playoff bingo cards. This looks
So
like a Brutus move,
true.
unfortunately.
Even the Suns played like pride that one game.
Well, the series is not over. Come on.
Brian E. Nuggets just need to take a few days off basketball to mentally reset, get their head on straight. Joker needs to get aggressive. The bench needs a true floor general point guard and a true scorer.
Tough.
Trevor Begay.
That feels like a fake name. I hope it is. Otherwise, it's a rough middle school experience for my man Trevor.
Suns fan here.
Man.
Ant is just that dude. We were something.
Shrug emoji. The worst part is that Ant was not
Shrug.
needed tonight. I mean, he had a good
He
game.
wasn't at all.
He had a good game.
Yeah. He was Mariano Rivera tonight. He was just a closer. Maximo, as an NBA fan, I am absolutely stunned by the Nuggets' lack of composure or adjustments and
shit.
lack of energy. I love watching the Joker and Murray play, but tonight was unacceptable.
Perfectly
Seven.
said.
Another very astute comment
Perfectly
from
said.
the Wolves fan.
We agree.
The real Mr. Crispy, this is bubble Lakers, double big, superior defense and bench. Win or lose, I want Jokic to show out. Others will follow with or without healthy Murray.
It's
So
true.
true.
Everybody's following Jokic, and he is not giving a whole lot. But I will tell you one thing. I don't know if you've been on the internet lately, but you know who is really making this point a lot? Dwight Howard.
I know.
Dwight Howard is having a Twitter victory lap after game one.
This
I can't
is
even
so
imagine
embarrassing.
what he's going to say after game two about this. So
God, I know.
that's the worst part. Of all the
I know.
people to be happy right now, Dwight Howard getting the victory
It's,
cigar is
it's
the
like when it's
worst.
dark and rainy, the worms come out
Yeah.
to dance.
So true.
Michael Talley, tonight Jokic reminded me of LeBron quitting on his Cleveland team 2010 because he knew they didn't have it.
Kind of true, man.
Damn.
God, that sucks.
Damn.
That was.
Jokic
These
is
aren't picking us up at all, you guys.
Hold on. Jokic is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Well,
Hey, our boy's going to respond, man. I'm telling you, he's going to respond.
I think you're right.
he better.
You hear that, 15?
Zambeg, tough loss.
20-piece.
But every time
Zane,
I'm
my
about to
homie.
spiral into Nug life,
Despondency.
It's a big word. I remember they did win the title last year. It happened, and it was real, and it can never be taken away. Telling myself this so I can sleep tonight.
I mean, it is true.
That's
Banners do, hang forever.
my homie Zane. We went to elementary school together. What up, Zane?
Devin Quintana, other than Murray being hobbled, what happened from the Celtics game in early March to now? The attitude and focus has not been at the level since.
Murray got hurt, and the Nuggets had to sprint through the line to make up for him. I think they're kind of exhausted, and Murray's not healthy still. I honestly think that's a part of it.
I also think everybody was confident at that time.
Everybody was.
They had a chip. It was back to having a chip on your shoulder and like motivation. I think that they were motivated and they wanted to prove themselves. Right now, they don't look like that team.
Neil Carter, Murray's injuries caught up to us. Not having enough ball handlers and bigs caused Yoke, AG, and Reggie to have to overextend.
This is
Booth
what I
has
was
work to do.
I 100%. Well, look, we'll save the post-mortem for the
For when
the
they're
mortem.
dead, dude.
But at the moment, I do think
We don't
that
have
is
to
going to be a
eulogize
story.
them while they're still alive, man.
Maximo again chiming in. I will never underestimate the Nuggets.
Yes.
Y'all should never apologize for winning a championship. It takes 4 wins to win a series, and regardless of tonight,
That's the
Nuggets
attitude I
deserve
wanted.
That's what I'm
respect.
saying. Like,
Wait. That's the Wolves fan?
Yeah, this is
Oh, my
Maximo.
God. He's talking us up?
He's
All
having
right.
a Maximo's
that's
having
what
a
I'm about.
moment.
Like, listen,
really is.
People have perspective here, and all it takes is not being emotionally wounded by this to be able to see it.
It's true.
Jack Neiman, I'll always support them, but Jokic, lack of effort is sickening. He is too good for that. Maul throwing up a heat pack. If you're hurt, don't play. Nuggets in 7.
Murray throwing a heat pack. We didn't. Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Let's hit that for a second.
Yeah, let's hit it for a second. First of all, my only point is a joke. Do you guys know the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where they're all being like subpoenaed and they all just keep saying, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I do not. That's Malone anytime any of these come out. You know what? I was focused on the court. I could not. It was not in my line of sight. I do not recall. what
I
happened.
don't remember.
He definitely saw Murray fucking throw it on there.
Mark Davis said, even if they saw Jamal Murray's heat pack thrown, it would have been a tech, not an ejection, so don't expect any suspension.
Yeah, I don't know why that was like getting legs, as if he was like gonna be out of it.
It's like an extremely bad look.
It's an extremely bad
It's
look.
just like
dumb.
look.
not only do you turn in the performance that you just did, not only do you let your team down deeply, not only do you put the Nuggets' entire nation into a deep depressive hole, you also act like a child. You walk off. You don't give a press conference. Like Jamal Murray needs Jesus tonight. Like he doesn't need time off. He doesn't need to rest. He needs to look so deeply in the mirror and like try to figure out like what exactly is going on with him right now.
To go back to the super chat about the LeBron comment and Jokic not thinking his team has it, I mean, maybe he looks at Jamal Murray and says, we don't have it if Jamal doesn't have it. I could see that. Again, that's inexcusable from him. That's ridiculous.
Of course. And it does feel a little bit like that. The one last thing on the Murray thing, one thing that always bothered me, I try not to because there's a lot of stuff like fans don't know. You know, like we talk to a lot of people in the organization. We're not just guys. You know, like even though we sit here and act like just dudes, we do talk to a lot of people and hear a lot of different things. One thing I always hated was Murray treats media like shit, but you guys just take it personally because you're media. I go, no, man. It's part of who he is. Like he has this pattern of behavior of throwing fits and not taking the responsibility. And that's why I always say when he goes to the podium with the phone or when he tries to be a dick to a reporter for no reason, when you're like, that guy's not your enemy, man. You don't need to try to humiliate him just because you have the fans behind you. Like the fans will always support you. Throwing a thing on the court, man, there's a lot of players that have taken a lot of ass whoopings. Not a lot of players have thrown things on the court in frustration. That is a really bad look. And to me, there is something in doing that is the same thing as being an asshole to a media member or to a Nuggets staffer or whatever it is that we have seen plenty of. It's the same thing. And that's why I hate when people come to his defense on it. I'm like, you don't have to hate Murray. You can love him. But you can say that is dumb. And he should grow up.
Childish, petulant behavior.
Right.
Eva Hathaway, okay, if they don't have it, but about the vibes next season. We'll have a lot of time to
It's
talk
okay.
about
All
that.
right,
That's
come on, we're not dead
Storf,
yet. We're not dead
$4.99 from
yet.
Storf. Thank you. CJ Jones, D-line's best friend.
Hell yeah.
Kind of feels like the Nuggets peaked early, let off the gas after beating the Wolves, and never looked the same since. I am hoping we get to see Nuggets basketball at some point in the series.
I would
Us too,
love
man.
to see it.
Us-
Need to see it.
Need it.
I don't
Sometimes
subscribe
it's
to the peaking
postseason.
early theory.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't think it was peaking early. That's
It
not
might have
surprising.
been just unnecessarily chasing the 1 seed. That's what. Jess Tiss. I recently lost my cousin who was a huge Nuggets fan with me and bought a jersey in his honor this week. If I can't have him back, I'd at least like our team back. Where's your heart? Nuggets,
man.
stand up.
My heart's with you,
Where's
Jess.
your heart, Nuggets?
My
Ouch.
heart is with you, Jess.
Oh.
That is tough.
Thank you for that. Derp Jones, can they play Pickett now? Might as well.
They did.
He had a bucket.
Second team All-American.
He almost had as many buckets tonight as Jamal Murray.
He did. He had one-third the number.
Yep.
Noah Linden, Murray shouldn't have been playing at all. Malone should have benched him and started P-Watt or CB in his place. I don't know if you get a drastically different result. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, there's not an adjustment that could have been made tonight that would have changed this outcome.
No.
Again, like this was total system failure. The
Yep.
Wolves gave them something they had no idea how to deal with. They were just smothered, and they couldn't respond.
I love the idea of Jamal Murray was really struggling to handle the
Yeah,
ball
so
against
give
Nickeil Alexander.
Christian Brown.
Give him Christian Brown to bring the ball up the court. That would have been rough. Nonetheless, I mean, couldn't have been worse.
Cedric, rough, yet we're here. Just win one game, please, at D-Line. Also, I found my favorite vid of you back in February telling Deb to be quiet. I'm going to post it on X for you to see. Thank you.
Make sure to not tag me.
Storf. Murray, Wine, Jamal, Wine. Look,
my
got
God.
punked, plain and simple. Wolves have grit. Nuggets are kittens. It's over.
Thanks, Storf.
Vicarious Gaming. The last time the Nuggets got embarrassed this bad, and back then they didn't have Jamal Murray. Oh, wait.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
More from Vicarious Gaming. Mull needs to man up and tell Malone he can't play. Ego and selfishness thinking he can play injured cost us the game. Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
it
Really
is.
turned around
Our
at the
first
end there.
Nuggets in 6.
Let's
Nuggets in
go.
6.
Let's
Vinny
go,
D.
dude.
We clown Embiid, but Joker is about to be bounced again in the playoffs after winning the award. Possibly swept again, too. MV3 is MV no-show. Yoke
It's hitting everybody. The stink is getting everyone.
Dude,
Nobody is
there's
safe.
no one
There's
safe.
20 more of these performances. to
There's
be on that
no
level.
so and so was good though. Like there's
No.
none. It's like everybody is
Legacies
out.
are being destroyed.
Yeah.
Every good thing is being unearthed, upended. That's how it works.
Devil's Thumb, we are the reigning NBA World Champions.
Let's go.
And that includes us, the fans. So
Let's
collectively, start acting like it.
Yes.
Heads up, Nuggets in an unbelievable 7.
Let's go.
That would be
I
an
can't
unbelievable
wait.
story.
Unbelievable 7.
I can't wait.
Vicarious Gaming again. If you're on the court, you have expectations. If you're injured, don't play. That's not Maul. Injuries suck. I'm mad. I'm robbed a healthy Maul this series.
I know, man. I know.
Tamer Tahir. Is Jokic trying to save energy for Team Serbia?
Maybe.
I definitely don't think so. I thought his effort was terrible. Didn't even look to take over at any point. That was a must-win. 100% agree with the second part of that. And then more, start CB and bring AG off the bench. Need a change.
I mean, that is one thing you could, in theory, do is try to stretch the court a little bit more. I mean, that's a Gobert adjustment.
Dude, when you're the 57-win Denver Nuggets, you're not changing the best starting lineup in the NBA.
I know.
But at the same time, this is a lineup that was built by the guy who assembled this starting five, and with the idea of attacking this starting five. So part of me goes, I don't think that at maxim necessarily holds water. If you're down in a series, you have to make adjustments. Sometimes they're drastic, especially
The
if you're down
adjustment
0-2.
is Nikola Jokic playing like Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
That's the first
Well, the
adjustment.
thing about it is tonight had nothing to do with the stretch four, not stretch four, or whatever. Tonight
they
had
didn't
everything
have
to do
Rudy
with
Gobert tonight.
They couldn't even get the ball up the court is the problem tonight, which is insane.
THTR, I'm a moron, so this could be nothing. But does it feel like the Yoke Mall two-man game lacks the reciprocity at the moment it usually has? Probably nothing.
I mean, it's clearly not working. And also, they have a very good defense that takes that away. You're not able to just do it every single time. And Jamal doesn't have that pop, so there's a lot to it.
Kel, you can cut off the super chats.
No, you can't. We can just keep reading them. People pay money. Let's read them.
A guy, a dog, a GoPro. It sucks, but damn it, we as fans need to believe, as Gandalf said, hope is kindled. Stay positive
Yes.
until the last shot. Thanks, DNVR. Love the pod/bar.
Thanks, homie.
Hey, thanks, homie.
man.
Hey, we'll get it. We got a full 3 days to talk ourselves back into this team. I need to see a practice where they like give us it. You know, like, listen, man, we're not going to go down easy. We're
I
coming
know.
out here to fight. Like,
Listen,
I need
I
it.
will match the energy the Nuggets give.
Yoke said something like they were asking him about it. He goes, I don't know. We'll see. Like, and you're like, come on, man. And I don't do it today, but sleep on it. Come out to practice. Tell us, give us something.
Vicarious Gaming, I'm getting great odds on Nuggets in 6, putting a stack on it, no doubt in my mind.
Dude, hell yeah, a whole stack.
He might have it with how much he's super chatting. More from Vicarious Gaming. Jamal Murray injury is an excuse. Who is T-Wolves' second best player? He
It's a
didn't
great
play.
point.
Didn't matter. Maul should not be on the court. It's 4 versus 5 man up.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Grapey, who gave these rabbits a gun?
I know.
That's so true.
But that's not the same. It's not the same. The Wolves have not been terrorized by the Nuggets, and now they're finally turning around. The Lakers, Nuggets, Wolves, Nuggets dynamic.
Yeah.
No similarities.
Jeremy Meyer, remember Jokic saying maybe we'll get swept?
I actually do.
Yep.
Well, we don't have to play it because it's a long clip and we have a lot of super chats. But I actually said it to Kale. Maybe we'll play it later this week. But Yoke
man
did
never-
say that at
never
shoot
lies.
around before game 1, where he was asked about the series. He said, it's really interesting. They have good stuff for us. Hopefully we don't get swept. My hope is that this is at least more than a 4-game series. And you're like, what?
I mean, that's just Yoke.
It is just Yoke.
He says that all the time.
But
Not that, but like, you know what I mean. King Fleek from LA.
King Fleek.
And been a Nuggets fan ever since MPJ was drafted. Through wins and losses, watching you guys all this time has helped me cope so much in life, and the championship last year. Stay blessed. Thank you, man.
That
like
means a
to
lot,
hear
King
it.
Fleek.
It does,
King
man.
Fleek, Mr. Fleek.
Sir Fleek.
The whole experience, the bitterness is
JVW.
part of it too.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
not-
Right? Like the last year would not have been as sweet if we didn't come from these very depths.
Yeah.
JVW, it's not over until Jokic gets his MVP trophy before Game 3 of a series. We were down 0-2, damn it.
That's right.
It's like the Nuggets worked for Nick Wright, take machine. But you know what? F it. Let's win Game 3.
This is
right.
going to be terrible.
Christian Barber, my bandwagon friend, just said he's a Wolves fan next year if they win. Nuggets in 6. Let's go now.
Oh, my God.
Christian Brown on Edwards. I hate bandwagon nerds.
Why are you friends with that person? That's a person with low character trait.
Toko Jetta. This is close second to worst shocking blowout in Colorado sports next to Super Bowl 48 loss.
Super Bowl 48 sucked a lot.
Yeah, they did.
That
suck.
felt like tonight. That's a good
But
call.
like,
It
it's,
really was a good comp.
Just over from the beginning.
yeah, but at Super Bowl 48, there wasn't another Super Bowl in 3 days.
This is like the first quarter though.
Yeah.
This was like the
this is
first quarter.
Yeah,
Maybe
this
the
was
first
rough.
half.
This one was rough.
Big EOS. The lack of ability to create shots off the dribble is killing us. And lack of young development. Just don't look athletic enough.
Well, again, I'm going to save a lot of takes for the postseason. We're going to argue about it because I know there's going to be some differences on the panel even, which will make for a good conversation. But some interesting points in there.
Steve Brown. Everyone is too dramatic and lacking perspective.
Okay.
Just won a chip last year. PWAT and CB should continue to improve. Spurs never went back-to-back. Everyone chill. Love you guys. From
There we go,
NC.
Steve Brown. It's just an extended parade.
also he does say that like they also didn't go back to back, and it's not over yet. They can still
over.
go
Yeah, what the hell,
back-to-back.
Steve Brown?
I will say this: the Wolves look like the best team in the NBA. So you beat them. It's only easier from here.
Oh, baby.
Grapey. I just
Grapey.
can't see us going out like this. We've got 2
That's what
lives
I'm
left.
saying, man. We're not going out like this.
Yeah.
Are we?
No,
Okay, let's go.
right?
Right. There's no way.
They're not doing that.
They're not.
Right.
They're not.
Right?
No look joke. Things to be grateful for. The best player in the world plays for our team. We
Who's
got
that?
him.
We have Nikhil Alexander-Walker?
Wow, yeah, I know. We traded for Anthony Edwards.
I can't believe it.
We got him in 2D
The second round in 2023.
In 2023 was real, and most importantly, we don't root for the Lakers,
Let's
Suns, or
go.
Sixers.
That's
Life
true.
is good.
That is true.
Good
We sure do
perspective
not.
to keep.
Let's go.
Duke McPherson, there's warranted criticism, but from the jump ball,
$50.
but from the
Thanks, homie.
jump ball arena, acted like it was McNichols 1997, not the defending NBA champs. Maybe injuries are too much to overcome, but we've never been front runners, so let's back them until they have no life.
I love it, Duke. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'll get yelled at the internet for on the internet.
Naveen Krishnamurthy.
Ooh,
Good job.
Is the Minnesota we saw the best defense we've ever seen? If so, how can we win one in the next few years? I think it is.
it's
Easily,
incredible.
by far.
Incredible defense.
I mean, here's the thing. It's also designed for Denver. That's part of it. Like
Yep.
some teams have a great 3 defender and a 4 defender, but not,
Oh,
you know, like
dude,
they have the exact guys with Jokic and Murray in mind.
The Celtics will kill Minnesota.
They might.
They will because they're all outside shooting.
I mean, they might. We'll see.
They will. Celtics
Jack
are gonna win.
Neiman, Murray probably suspended, to be honest. Probably not.
Probably gonna be fined.
Yeah, for
suspended.
sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot of precedent for it. Who knows? I don't know. Rody, the lack of
Rody.
sportsmanship is almost more troubling than the final score, hoping for a big turnaround in altitude
know,
game.
dude.
In attitude, game 3, not altitude.
That's what I'm saying.
There will
man.
be a massive change in altitude.
Jay Swaggy, shout out to you guys for being professional about this. I watched the Phoenix pod reaction after my Wolves swept them, and they were bitches.
Clip that one, Gail. We're sending it. We're sending it to Smooth Hall.
Andrew Boley, 3 MVP seasons, and all 3 of them have horrifically tragic endings. He's telling everyone he doesn't want those awards.
It might be his last one.
Yeah.
This will linger for a minute.
Dean
Although it didn't with Embiid somehow.
Georgaris, Jokic was running the floor down 25 in the 4th, and you call him a quitter. He had no cutters to pass to. The loss was embarrassing, but fans calling him a quitter is more embarrassing.
You saw something different than we saw.
We don't think that we don't love Nikola Jokic.
We literally flew to Serbia.
We'll do anything for Jokic, but man, he just you gotta be honest with what you're looking at. You know?
You got to be honest with the ones you love.
Chuck Dickwell's burner.
Yeah.
Also, Jokic's not bothered by us.
Nuggets Nation. We are coming back to Denver 2-2. Nuggets were like the cup of coffee that called the police tonight.
We were
Don't know if-
mugged.
Don't know if I get that reference.
Well, you had to finish the joke.
We were mugged. Oh. The real Nuggets show up on Friday.
Book it. I love it. Thanks, Chunk Dick.
Yeah, I got
Burner.
it. Yeah, because the coffee
It
was
was his
in the
burner.
mug.
His burner.
It is
It's not
burner.
Yeah.
Icy hot these knees. Ever since Jokic got that new pool, it has zapped all the bounce from the team. One game at a time.
Yeah,
Oh no!
Let's go get
oh,
inside.
Is
no!
the chlorine balance off in the
Oh,
pool?
he
Check
does
the
look
pH
really.
levels.
He looks so tan.
Check
Though,
the
did you
pH
notice
levels.
how tan he looks? Was he exhausted from being in the pool, like how my kids are when they're
Just-
out there all
just,
day?
like,
Fall
drenched by
asleep
the
right on
sun.
the couch.
How am I going to get in that pool? Am I going to just sneak in?
You're gonna have to.
All right.
You're gonna get drowned by Strahemia.
My wife was showing me on Instagram. There's an Instagram account that's like popular Denver celebrities' houses, and like Jokic's house is just on there.
Hey.
You can check it out.
All right.
There you go.
I'm in.
JB Valdez. Sorry, I thought we were done. Can we just all go to sleep and forget this ever happened?
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Harrison's
can't wait.
On the show.
Can't wait.
CJ Jones.
My best friend.
Chatter saying Denver is now the Bucks. I agree. They also came back from down 0-2 in the conference semis in 2021.
Let's go, baby.
You know what? It would be a great story. Be a hell of a story.
Matt Walker, this is what happens when you let a top GM go inside the conference and he knows you inside and out and builds a roster to beat the very roster he built.
It's so funny because the in the division part is the part you never really think about, but it is true. That guy knows Denver very well, knows the Nuggets. Are we done with Super Chats? I do have. Well, I'll save it. We have we have a show tomorrow. I have a Tim Conley point that I think will be important, but it's honestly an entire segment, and Dev's tired.
I've been tired since like 9 a.m.
It's midnight.
Guys, that was a total ass whooping.
Yep. We took it in the shorts. We took it in the comments. We took it on the court.
We just had to deal with that one, but I appreciate all of you being here with us.
Yes, always.
You know what? You're with your team through thick and thin. This was thick or was this
This is
thin?
thin.
This is thin.
This is
I've
quite
actually
thin.
never thought about that.
Yeah,
I
thick
kind
is
of
when you
I
thick
liked
is
it.
when you get all the good. Thin is where it's
Yeah, I'm not
That's
such a
a
fan.
terrible expression.
It is kind of, but
Well, every expression was formulated in the 1800s, so and it's probably about
goodbye, everybody.
probably made about
it's
like a
probably
boot
about
maker.
like porridge or soup or something.
Sometimes
You
how to
eat it.
We all silly like the mayor.